Hi, my name's Emmy Keller, and I'm going to talk about environmental worldview. So, the three worldviews are Earth wisdom, stewardship, and planetary worldship. They're all very different. Earth wisdom, that's when humans depend solely on nature. They believe that in order to change the earth, we need to change how we act and we think. So they think that our success is based off of how Earth sustains itself, and we need to integrate environmental wisdom into like the ways that we act and think. I think that that's a really good way to look at the Earth. I think that those are the type of people who constantly want to make changes and constantly want to just make the Earth a better place, and they like consciously do that in their everyday life. I think I fall more into the stewardship worldview, and that's where people believe that we need to manage the earth for our benefit, but that we have an ethical responsibility to be caring and responsible managers of the earth, kind of like the stewards of the earth. So, like, I take into consideration recycling and different things like that, but I don't necessarily switch how I act and how I think every day. Like, I don't necessarily use paper over plastic. I don't really like think about things like that, but I don't litter. I do like smaller things, but I think make a bigger change like Earth Wisdom worldview would. And then the last worldview is planetary worldview, and that's where humans are the most important species, and they believe that we must manage the Earth's resources for our benefit. I think these are the people who are litter bugs. These are the people who don't really care about the earth. They're just trying to get all the resources out of the earth. And I think that that is completely disgusting. I think that our earth is, like, we need to make the earth such a better place because this is where our children are going to live. We're not just the end of the species. Like, there's going to be so many more people after us, and so many, like, the earth's going to keep spinning. And I feel like if we just keep deteriorating it, what is going to be left? So that kind of like falls into like biosymmetrism, where that talks about human needs and rights and how they're not more important than those of like other living things. So for example, like somebody's life isn't more important than like an animal's life or, a plant's life. I think that we are just as lucky to be on this earth as we are everything else, and like every other living thing is just as important as us because everything has a specific place in this earth. And if we took away plants or we took away trees, those give us oxygen. Those give us different necessities and resources that we need. We need them, they need us. So I just think that humans' needs aren't as important. And that was like a really good vocabulary word that I found. Another word that I found was deep ecology, and I got this from the Merriam-Webster website, and I wanted to use a dictionary website because I felt like it was the direct definition of the meaning, and this was like just point blank and clear. So the definition of deep ecology is a movement or a body of concepts that considers humans no more important than other species and that advocates a corresponding radical readjustment of the relationships between humans and nature. I really like that definition because I feel like it kind of defies that we do need a relationship between humans and nature, and that, we rely on each other. I don't think that humans are more important than nature, and I don't think nature is more important than us. I think that we coexist and that we can make the world such a better place if we just respected, the essence and the importance of nature itself. And then lastly, I just kind of think the way my environmental view was formed and influenced was kind of by the way that I grew up. I think that we didn't necessarily take into consideration switching from paper to plastic or from plastic to paper. When I went to Hawaii, they had paper straws and different things like that. And I think because they're surrounded by water, they kind of like appreciate nature a little bit more because it does affect like sea life and different things like that when people litter. And it was just kind of nice to see like a change, like even environmentally. and it kind of made me a little bit more aware. But I think just growing up, you know, in a small town or whatever, and always just kind of recycling but not really making those small changes of not necessarily using plastic or using harsh materials that would harm the earth, it was just never really like in the back of my mind. And then that's it. Thank you.